Hey everybody, welcome back to Matthew Kelly Pottery. I hope you are doing well. Today I'm going to do an update on my packing and shipping video I did some time ago. I don't remember when that was, but it's been a while. It needs an update because I don't sell on the same platform I used to, and I don't pack and ship the same way I used to. So it definitely needs an update. But still, in the last 2.5 years or so, I have not had a single piece break in shipping. I'm very thankful for that, but either way, we're going to do an update on that video, so let's go. I have been packing and shipping for this online sale for a couple days now because I did my first run of packing and shipping and then decided I was going to give a coupon code, a discount code to people on my site, which I rarely ever do. I do it for patrons all the time, but I rarely ever do it for everybody. And as soon as I did that, I had a big influx of orders again, so I'm very thankful. First and foremost, let me just say thank you to everybody who has ever ordered from me online. I am so grateful and so thankful that it gives me another avenue to share my work and sell my work to more people. Social media is just insane how I love it and I hate it at the same time. I'm sure most of you feel the same. I really don't love having the fact that I feel pressure to share all parts of my work and my life with everybody, but at the same time I love that I get to. And I love that it's opened up the avenue free of charge other than my time to share my work and information with thousands and thousands of people around the world. And you guys have probably seen my video I made recently of my board of all the pins of all the places I've sent packages and where people have visited here from. And so I said in that video, and I'll say it again, I'm super thankful for everybody who's ever purchased from me online. And it's just amazing to me that I get the opportunity to not only share my work with that many people, but also to earn a living doing something I enjoy. Just want to get that off out of the gate, say thank you. And if you've ever bought from me, I hope you enjoy what I've sent you. And also a big thank you to all my patrons on Patreon, because they get first dibs on every online sale and they get coupon codes that probably more than pay for their subscription to me on Patreon if they're purchasing from me. So now I am selling on my own website versus Etsy. When I first made that video about packing and shipping, I was selling on Etsy. I sold on Etsy for a full year before switching to my own website. I don't despise Etsy. I don't have anything against them. They are running their business and their platform the way they want to. I just made a business decision that after the first year on Etsy, I looked at the fees that I paid Etsy, and it was more than what I would pay if I were to have my own website. And I assumed that I was bringing most of the traffic for my online sales through my social media and not through generic or organic traffic from Etsy. I'm sure there are people that found me on Etsy that aren't finding me there anymore, but I was okay with that because I was more interested in keeping more of my own money and not paying them as much fees, because I figured if I started selling more on Etsy than I did that 1 year, if the next year I sold twice as much or even 30% more, then I would be paying Etsy 30% more. And I figured I would love to have my own website. I would love to have an information site as well as an e-commerce site. I went through Shopify based on some recommendations I had from some friends, some local friends who are potters that have their own website. And so I went through Shopify, and I was very surprised at how easy it was to build. They are not a sponsor of this video, but I can tell you that it probably took me about 10 hours of writing and creating content and photos and all that, and had my site up and running. And now since I think the end of, golly, I can't remember now when I even started. I think I started selling online the beginning of 2019, the end of 2020. I built my own website, so my first sale in 2021. So about a year and a half now that I've been selling on my site, and it has gone seamless. The second major reason that I switched from Etsy, other than business decision, was, I guess, technically another business decision, but it was Etsy only allows you to, within Etsy, ship and get discounts through the post office in the U.S. I didn't like that because my local post office is kind of hard to deal with in a couple ways. One of them mainly being hauling 40 or 30 or some packages in there to ship that I can't get a local pickup where I am. At least that's what they've told me. So through Shopify, I can use the UPS. I do my online sale. I schedule a pickup with my local UPS through my account on UPS. I pay like $4. They back the truck up in my yard. They take 40 packages away. I'm done. I don't have to go anywhere. And for $4, that's way more than worth it. And for a lot of packages, it saves my customer money because UPS, for a lot of packages, it shows me all the different rates. I can pick any carrier I want to ship through. And for most packages, it saves my customers money by shipping via UPS rather than the post office. All right, no more talking, at least about just generic things. Let's get to showing you how I pack and ship products now. Big factors. I don't use that pink foam anymore that I showed you before. I still use some foam paper, and I don't double box anymore. Those might be alarming things to you. The pink foam, most people didn't have access to, but I know a lot of people that double box. I did kind of realize, and I don't use packing peanuts. I did realize that I think the major issue with breakage and shipping pottery is because pots shift inside the box and get close to the edge, and then when the box gets hit, that pot is close to the edge and it breaks the pot. So I will now ship an item in a larger box than is really I used to, so that it can be protected. And I wrap each pot in some foam paper. I use my plain newsprint to do a bumper all the way around that pot so it stays in the middle of that box, because packing peanuts, the piece can shift inside those packing peanuts. And like I said, in the last 2.5 years, and even since I've changed my way of packing, still I have not had a single piece get broken in shipping, and I'm very thankful for that. Yeah, let me show you a video here of how I would pack and ship 1 or 2 mugs or something of that sort, and then we'll wrap this up. So let's get to it. All right, so I don't have my laptop on currently because the power cable I left somewhere and I've got to go get it. The battery on it's not great, so I'm waiting. What I'm doing now is packing orders, and I'm writing the order number and the weight on each box, and then later I'll come back and print out the shipping labels. But I will tell you that with my Dymo Label Writer 4XL, it does also work seamlessly with Shopify as it did with Etsy. So that's still the same. I have my scale. I have my foam paper. I have a local supplier that I get this 1/8 inch foam paper from. So it comes in a 2-foot wide roll that is perforated every foot. So you can tear off 1 foot by 2 foot sheets. You can cut this, of course, any size you want, but it is perforated. It is 2 foot wide and perforated in 1 foot sections. So when I go to wrap a mug, I use 2 pieces of this, or one whole. It's a 2 by 2 square. I take that mug. I put the handle towards me, and then I lift it up like this. So the handle already has 1 piece. I fold this over on top. That gives 2 to 3 covers for the handle. Then I roll it over. There's 2 more there. So now the handle has like 5 layers of that foam paper on top. I pull this up, and then I use a little bit of clear plastic tape to put that on and hold that together. Now that mug is wrapped. The handle has like 5 layers of that foam paper, and the rest of it has probably 2 to 3 layers of the foam paper. I'll do that again for this mug. If I was just shipping 1 mug, it really depends on the height of the mug, but if I was just shipping 1 mug and it was short enough, I would do an 8-inch cube box. So pretty much I'm also buying brand new boxes from the same supplier I get the foam paper from. They supply boxes. So I'm buying 8, 10, 12, 14, 16-inch cube boxes. And then if I need to make a custom size box, say I want a 10 by 10 by 16 to ship something that's skinnier but tall, I take 2 10s and I can put them inside each other and create like a telescoped box that gives me a certain size. Cool thing about Shopify as well is I can save box sizes within my shipping profile and then select those when I go to buy the shipping labels. The only thing with Shopify, I think, and a lot of online platforms have an issue with, if people buy multiple items or buy a really large item, sometimes it doesn't calculate the shipping perfectly because all it's going by is kind of like your standard box size that you've put in as your preference, as well as the weight of the item, which I've gotten really good at estimating the weight of something shipping by itself. But sometimes UPS or the post office, if you get a box that is a certain size or larger than a certain dimension, especially if it goes over a foot in any one direction, you get a drastic increase in price. And I haven't figured out the best way to calculate that. Sometimes I just eat the shipping or part of the shipping cost in doing that, and it is what it is. So, all right, so that's how I wrap each piece in foam paper. If it was a larger piece, I might rip off 4 or 6 6 foot long piece of that, and so it would be a 6 foot by 2 foot piece, and just wrap a giant piece that way. But I do this, and then we're gonna go behind the camera over here to my other table where I do the boxes and do the paper. Alright, I have my 2 mugs wrapped in the foam paper. I'm going to set those back here for a second, because what I'm going to do now is I know just from the size of these 2 mugs, the best size box for 2 mugs like this would be a 12-inch cube box. They technically can fit inside of a 10-inch cube, but that just makes it a little bit tight when they're side by side like this in the box. And so I just like, in order to give myself a little bit more space, even like I said, even if it's calculated shipping at $12 and it costs me $13, I would rather eat $1 in shipping and have the pots not break than to just try to save a little bit of money and a little bit of space in packing. It's just better to pick up a larger box. So here's my 12-inch cube boxes. I've already stamped all of them ahead of time. I have a custom-made stamp that I got from rubberstampchamp.com. So if you need a rubber stamp, they sell the stamp. You can custom make a stamp, and you can buy stamp pads from them. I do all that ahead of time. My paper tape machine came from Uline. This thing, I tell you, talking to John the Potter, John Schmidt, about packing and shipping, he told me the 2 things that made the biggest difference to him for his online business was his label printer and his paper tape machine. And when he said paper tape machine, I'm like, how in the world could a paper tape machine make that much of a difference? But I'm telling you, compared to clear plastic tape, this thing is dynamite. It's like a $300 machine or $200 some machine, and it's all manual. But it is amazing how much of a difference it makes in packing and shipping, because the tape sticks so much better, especially if you have new boxes. You can have a measurement here of how long I want the piece of tape, which is great, because then you always get the perfect size piece of tape. And like I said, it's no fuss dealing with the tape because it's water activated. You can see in here the tape is rolled up and around and down into here. You put water in this reservoir, and then it wets a sponge that's right under here that it runs the tape across. And so now I have a 12-inch box here. I want a little bit of overlap, so I always add 8 inches to however big the box is. So I need a 20-inch piece of tape. So I'll pull the lever to the 20, let go, it cuts it. I can put the tape on, kind of eyeball the 4 inches down each side, fold this in, make sure I get those lined up on the inside there, and boom, I have my bottom taped, and it's fiberglass reinforced paper tape. Now I can use my plain newsprint. I buy this plain newsprint from the same place that I buy the boxes and the foam paper. So it's great that I get all my packing materials from one location, other than this machine and the tape in it and the labels, yada yada yada. But anyway, packing materials. I like the plain newsprint because it's not messy. So the bottom of a 12-inch box, I'm going to add 4 pieces of this crumpled up tape. All right. I realized I said 4 pieces of crumpled up tape. 4 pieces of crumpled up paper. That's going to line the bottom of the box. I'm going to take the 2 mugs. I find where the handle is, and I want to, normally if it was just 1 mug in like an 8 or a 10-inch box, I would put that handle towards the corner. But since I have 2 mugs, I'm going to put one handle like this, and then I'm going to put the other handle going the other direction, so they kind of like go up against each other, but it kind of protects the handle in this little pocket right here. So I'll put those 2 mugs down in the box like that, and now I'm going to start filling around. I'll start with that corner that's really tight, or that's closest to the mug. I'm going to put a piece of paper behind that corner, and then I'm going to put a piece of paper behind this corner. I'm going to filling each of these 2 blank spots here with a piece of paper. My main goal, like I said, is just to keep these 2 pots protected and in place. They're in the center of the box the best they can be, and they're away from the edge, and I have this paper that's going to not shift in shipping. And also, it's lightweight. The paper's lightweight like peanuts are, which is good. You don't want to have any heavy packing materials, because then you're just charging yourself more money in shipping. Then I'm going to add another 4 pieces on top. And there we go. That's it packed. Then I'm going to fold these sides in to kind of start it this way. I'm going to fill out my handwritten note on my postcard and put a card in there for each item that's in there. So 2 mugs, I'll put 2 cards, and then we'll tape the top, weigh it, and we're almost done. Alright, like I said, I have my postcard. I get these printed from a local printer, and I do an image on the front, and I leave the back. I leave an open space on the back so I can write my handwritten note. This one's going to Fred. Thank you for your purchase. I hope you enjoy your new mugs. Hand signed card. It's the best thing I can think to do because I don't get to meet the people in person, at least not for this sale. And I put the mug or the postcard and the cards in the top. I like to make sure that I pack this so that the tape matches on the sides, just being a little anal there, but also I don't want tape coming down in front of my logo. I've taken the time to buy the stamp and stamp the box. I don't want to mess it up. Alright, so I need another 20-inch piece of tape. Pull it to the 20, let go, kind of line that up, eyeball that for the 4 inches down each side, and boom. Now I have a box taped up. Probably weighs, I would guess, 3.5 to 4 pounds. Just from my experience. We'll go over here to the scale and check it out. Alright, on the scale here, we have 3.47 pounds. What did I say? 3.5 to 4 pounds. UPS always rounds up, so that's basically a 4-pound package, even if I put in 3.5. But that's okay. So now, normally what I would do is I would be set up either by myself or with Andrew, my apprentice, and usually we pack and ship together. I'll do kind of this table over here where I'll pull up the order, wrap the pot, give it to him. He'll do the box and the paper, bring it over here to weigh it. I'll print out, type in the amount, the size of the box, and print out the label. For now, all I'm doing is writing the order number and the weight of the package on the box, and then I'm going to print out all of the labels later because, like I said, I don't have the power cord to my laptop, and it's getting rather old, so the battery doesn't last extremely well. So this is order 1499, and it weighed 3.5 pounds. So I'm just going to do that, so that way when I come back later, I can print out the label for that, have the right weight, the size of the box I already know. Number one, it's written on the bottom of the box, but I also can tell just by looking at it. So I'm going to put that away right now, and we're done with that box. Alright, well there you have it. That's how I pack and ship now, other than printing out the labels and scheduling a pickup from UPS, which I'll plan for tomorrow, because I have, I don't know, close to 30 packages in the last couple days that I'm going to be finished packing up. I think I packed 15 yesterday, another 14 or 15 today. And then I'll schedule my pickup with UPS, and they'll come and pick them all up. You can actually see there's the roll of foam paper after I've already used a decent amount of it. It comes as a huge stinking roll. Doesn't even fit in, when I used to try to pick it up in my car, it wouldn't even fit in the back seat of the car. The newsprint cost me about $18 for a whole pack of newsprint. The boxes, I can't remember, they're around $1 and under, I think, a piece. So you can order boxes on Uline. You can order packing materials, tape, all that stuff. I just try to find a local supplier if I can. I don't have anything against Uline. That's where I bought my label printer. I bought my my paper tape machine. My label printer came from, I think, Office Max or Office Depot, one of those two. But either way, just trying to give you some tips on packing and shipping, because I know there's a lot of people selling pots online. If you don't like the way I do it your way. Just find a way to do it so that your packages your pots don't break in shipping. That's the whole key. Doesn't really matter as long as it arrives on time and the pots are in one piece, as long as they're meant to be one piece, because if it's a lidded jar, that's 2 pieces. Anyway, You know what I'm saying. Anyway, thank you guys as always for your support, and I hope this is a great update. And if you have any questions, comments, leave them in the comment section below. And other than that, you guys have yourself a wonderful day, and we'll see you in the next video. All right, bye.